Yo, welcome to Wednesday's Revival, where we revive your creative spirits. Now today, we're going to be talking about the 6 pieces of essential equipment. 6 pieces of essential equipment. 6 essential pieces of equipment. 6 essential pieces of equipment that you will need to start your video production company. So if you're new here, thank you for joining. If you get anything out of this, consider subscribing. If you are not new here, you probably have already recognized that I'm not where I usually film. So that topic will come about soon enough. But until then, let's start talking about these pieces of equipment. So I have my notebook over here, not in frame, so it looks like I know what I'm doing. I don't need a notebook. Essential number 1, your first essential item is obviously a camera. Now, when I break down camera options for people, I always start how every single other person starts, and it's, what do you have in your pocket? Hopefully a phone. Maybe I should have phrased that differently. The first thing I start with is if you have a phone that is modern, that is a perfect starting off point. You will be able to save on your camera and put that budget towards the rest of these items that I'm going to talk about. So obviously cheapest option would be a phone. Next step up, I would go, for me personally, my 2 top options would be either Sony or Blackmagic. When you are buying your first lens, have it covering at least maybe that 24 to 75 or 20. The Tamron I have on the Sony is a 28 to 75. That was my first lens on the Sony. If you can cover that base of a somewhat wide, covering all your medium and reaching into somewhat of a tight, if you can cover those, you'll be good and you'll be able to make money and get the rest for specialty use, getting a super wide for whatever it may be, or ultra wide for whatever it may be, or getting a super tight long shot, 200 to 600 for whatever it may be. Definitely, I think you need to cover those medium formats because most of your shots within your films are going to be within that format. So, item number 2. We're gonna tap on lighting. Lighting is the next essential that you will need to invest in. Now, again, like before, there is a free option. For example, my key lighting right now is natural. The sun is free, baby. So I am using a window to light myself naturally key light. Now we can really get into lighting when it comes to, bouncing, scrims, flags. There is a ton that goes into it on the professional side. But when you are starting, either using natural light to every ability you have, or I would recommend getting the Aputure Amaran MCs. Those are only like $100, $90. And what you can do is they produce a lot of light. So what you can do is you can put this thing right out of frame, watch this, right on someone's face, and you can see the lighting it'll produce. And this is only at 80%. You can do this and then get, like, if you wanted to start scrimming, you might be able to get a very, very thin sheet just to expand the size of this to make it softer. But I would honestly say a Aputure Amaran MC should be your first purchase if you are wanting to stay on the budget-friendly side. Now, obviously, as we go up, you can start turning into tube lights, which is producing this light right here. Then you can start moving into, obviously, when you have grown and you can start investing in Novas, you can start investing in sky panels, ARRI, that we're dreaming right now. Those will turn into reality, but to get there, we need to start by using natural light or by getting Aputure MCs, or even finding a nice panel light, like a Neewer, Neewer, not like newer as in the condition. It's a brand, Neewer, check it out. A Neewer panel light, that's what I started with. 2 of them for like $300, and those are nice too. Number 3 is audio. You can't see it. I don't want to move it because, okay, I'm gonna have to, yep, are you out of frame still? I've got a boom mic. This is a Sennheiser MKE 600. Obviously, so this one I have right now is an MKE 600 wired down a C-stand running into a Zoom H6. This can be very overwhelming at first. So what I would say for audio is you can go on Amazon and you can find a lav mic that you can plug into your iPhone and then just go to voice memo and hit record. And that is one of the cheapest options for good audio right off the bat. Just like the camera and the lighting, it's not about how much money you put into it, it's about where you position it, how you use it, and you get the most out of that purchase. Or what is freely given to us by the Lord himself, Son. Number 4 is an editing software of some sort. Now, there are free editing softwares. Believe it or not, there is a free editing software that I have no idea why it's free because of how good it is. Sorry. Oh, heartburn. First, obviously, to get into editing software, you need to have a device that you can edit on. So whatever you're watching this video on, it'll probably work. If it's a phone, computer, whatever it is, you will be able to get an editing software on there. If you are working on an iPhone, obviously free version, pretty sure it comes downloaded, iMovie. I used iMovie for the longest time, and I actually did some paid projects on iMovie when I first started. So iMovie is a good one. If you are using a computer, I highly, highly, highly recommend the free version of DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is actually what is used in many Hollywood films, alongside Premiere, and that's a paid one, alongside many other things. But DaVinci has the abilities to make your videos look very professional, and it's free. It's free. Now, number 5, this one's not as fun, but it is necessary. I learned, not the worst way, but definitely I learned in a hard way. If you are going to have a video production company, you need to get it registered. This is boring, I know, but it's necessary. It'll help later on. Go ahead and register your business, license it out, get it ready to go. If you're in Florida specifically, I think it cost me a total of like $500 to $800 to start it, but that's because I didn't know what I was doing and I purchased all these other things that I didn't have to. It shouldn't cost you more than $300 to $400 in Florida. I don't know where else, but I would say licensing and getting your business registered needs to be within your, top 6 things to do/get. Now, because you stuck all the way through to the end, I'm gonna give you one more, and this is by far, if I had to replace anything in the business, this would be one of the last things I would replace. By far, one of the most important and essential things to do, invest in for your business are courses, learning. Now, before you tune me out, I'm not selling a course. I don't have any courses. So this is not me trying to sell you a course. I haven't made any courses. The lessons that I have learned through courses have been the most valuable thing, the most value I have gotten out of the money that I've put into the business. Because no matter what piece of equipment you have, your best moneymaker is you. You are the best moneymaker in your life, is what the actions that you can take and the services you can provide. So you can upgrade equipment, you can do all these different things, purchase lighting, but what's going to really benefit you and your talent is learning how to use everything, learning how to be a better creative, a better storyteller, learning how to be a better filmmaker. So through all of the tips that I gave you, one of the highest priorities needs to be learning. Are we good? You got that? What was number 1, 2? Good? Okay. Thank y'all for watching. Hope you got something out of it. If you did, make sure to like it, leave a comment, any questions you may have based on the topic, or if you'd like me to go into detail about anything that I said, let me know. I love y'all, I really do. It only takes one to go purchase your first course. It only takes one to start planning and conceptualizing your first video. It only takes one to make a change. It only takes one to change the world, and that could be you. See you next time.